Oh, look at this beauty. Bit disappointed about no lights, but I have slowly come to realise the whole thing with lights in slot cars is pretty much a Carrera and Scalextric thing. Everybody else doesn't even bother. A warm welcome back to the channel, everybody. This is a Fly slot car in cooperation with Vulcan. And this bad boy is the BMW 3.0 CSL 6H, or if you like 6 hour Nürburgring, or I'm not going to get tied up on that name, 1973. The one driven by Lauda and HP Joyston. And if you haven't noticed already, this beauty is in the Jägermeister orange. Yeah, I said Jägermeister. For the uninitiated, Jägermeister. Now, as far as I know, Jägermeister is some sort of drink, some sort of potion. Anyway, would you look at these wheels? Loving how fat the tyres are, again, of its time period. And then would you look at the simulated alloy work there? Look at the intricacy of that wheel, that lattice effect, that spider's web effect. It looks gorgeous with that paint colouring, and then you've got the rims around it. Everything on here looks good. Love it. Oh, and well done, Fly. Real world tyre branding. Nice. How stunning is the paintwork on this car? Fly did very well with this. This is my very first Fly car, and I am impressed. There is something about it I don't like, but I touched on that at the very beginning of the video, but I understand why, but we'll come back to that. But yeah, the colour is amazing. Now, the thing that makes this particular BMW awesome, not only in the real world, but as beautifully represented by Fly in the slot car world, is that it has the aero package. So amongst other things, that means it has the black fins on the bonnet, the spoiler on the roof, and that huge rear wing at the back. I think it also has a nickname of the Batmobile. That logo right there and right there, those will be the Jägermeister logos, which features, from what I can see, a stag and a cross. And I was thinking, what's that all about? Is this some sort of religious slot car? No. Basically, legend has it, Saint Hubertus, who was an 8th century Belgian who was so obsessed and passionate about hunting, he forgot about his religious duties. And then, do you know what? I'm not even going to go into it. I've read up about it. It's a bit spooky. I don't believe it. Move on. Or should I say, I don't want to believe it. I'm not going to rubbish other people's beliefs and things like that. But anyway, oh, go on then. He was in a forest somewhere, and because he was neglecting his religious duties, he saw a stag. When the stag turned around, in between the stag's antlers, a cross appeared, and he heard a voice basically telling him off about being too obsessed with hunting. Anyway, the back of the vehicle looks amazing. So, first of all, you've got that nice green accent at the top. You've then got the Jägermeister there above that nice silver, I wouldn't say chrome, it's just a nice silver paint effect that goes along the back around the rear lights. And I use the words lights lightly. Anyway, then you've got BMW Alpina in the same sort of colour scheme, and then down below you've got all those companies like Castrol and Dunlop and so on. Okay, so as we look through the rear windscreen, you can see the roll cage there. Loving the twin exhaust pipes down there, they look awesome. Loving how it continues along the bottom. You'll see that better when I show you underneath a little later. Now we get to the front of this iconic car with its iconic looking headlights, that grille, iconic, and of course, that iconic BMW badge. Done very well. It is tiny, but when you zoom in, it's the badge. Also loving these additional bits that you've got here You've got a couple of Jägermeisters there. You've got the big number 15, that Jägermeister logo that creeps me out a little bit. And loving the to scale windscreen wiper. That's a little thing I have now when it comes to windscreen wipers. I like them to look properly scaled to the vehicle. 10 out of 10 on that bad boy. Now, oh, loving that sun visor with the BMW Alpina there in silver against a black background. Very nice. Now take a look through that windscreen. So straight away, loving the details on the safety belts there, the seat belts, and I'm also loving the detail next to the driver and almost sort of behind the driver. Look at that. You've got an extinguisher there, and then look further back. And look here, loving that you've got the gear stick detail there. I'm loving that the driver has legs. It's not very often you see that. You might see that once in a blue moon with Scalextric, but I'm loving that Fly has included a complete driver. Nice. And again, as with most, if not all, slot car manufacturers, yeah, the driver's not quite holding on to the steering wheel, but it's cool, I don't mind. Now, what I love about this Fly slot car that sets it above and beyond any other slot car in my collection, look at that dashboard. Look at the little dials, the little speedometers and all the other gauges on there. You can literally see it's got detail on it. Normally, you do not see that in other brand slot cars. So 10 out of 10 from me for Fly. And another thing I love about the detail on the driver, and the more I look at this car from Fly, I'm beginning to think Fly is going to have its own category of they do it better than anyone else. Just look at the driver detail. Look at the seatbelt. Normally, it's a seatbelt that's sort of molded onto the body, and with some brands, it's just painted onto the body. Look at this bad boy. It's literally a separate piece going over his shoulders. Nice. And I also love the fact that he looks like he's driving with a purpose. Look, he's literally leaning forward. I'm loving the detail here. Loving that the side window is partially down too. Cool. And that nice sort of silver effect around the frame. And then don't get me started on the inside of the door. I've not seen this on any other slot car brand. That is literally the door handle or the window winder thing. I don't know, but whatever it is, I'm loving the detail. Get in. And again, attention to detail. If you look through the side window there, behind the driver, right at the very back, look at the detail there too. I don't know what it is, but I'm loving that they've got detail there too. You see, look, that silvery grey thing there. Awesome. Now, would you look at this beast? Another first for me on my channel. I've never seen the underneath of a Fly slot car before, and oh my goodness, the detail is real. Look again at the exhaust pipes, yeah? But then look here, you can literally see the exhaust pipes coming from within the car. Awesome. And then look at the detail here and here, color coded to the car. Decent. And then of course you've got your magnets there, but wow, look at that. It's literally a drive shaft, because that must be the motor, which is at the front. Wow. And I think I saw that on the Scalextric Cobra, but I've never seen a shaft that long before. And then of course you've got your gear there, so of course it's an inline motor. Do you know what? Oh look, nice little detail there. Look, I'll tell you what, let's just get it open up into the mechanic's garage. So here we are in the mechanic's garage. Doesn't it look awesome? Wow, another first for me on my channel yet again. Look at the length of that shaft on that motor, and the motor is right up at the front. On the Scalextric Cobra one, it was pretty much near the front, and this one is absolutely at the front with very short cables on there. Little magnet there. That is interesting. I suppose the more Fly cars I get, the more used to it I will be. And oh yeah, my only whinge, no lights.